What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we're taking a look at another anime movie review. Today we're taking a look at My Oni Girl, which is a Netflix animated movie, which you can go watch right now on Netflix. It's streaming right now. And I do believe you can also watch this on Crunchyroll and any other anime website. But I watched this specifically on Netflix. And Netflix is really cheap, actually. I didn't expect it to be so cheap. I thought like Netflix was like 10 quid, but it's not. It's like £4.98. That's like really cheap for like a streaming service. So I don't know. That was just a quick little thought nugget that I had before we get into the actual film review. So, as usual, in all these anime, TV show, movie reviews, we always take a look at the rating and at the quick little synopsis over on Google. So, without any further delay, let's get into what Google has to say. So, My Oni Girl is a 1 hour and 52-minute movie. It came out in 2024 and it has a 6 out of 10 on IMDb, has a 4 out of 10 on ING, and has a 63% on Rotten Tomatoes. So, very varied views from all these people. So, high school student, that name, struggles to make friends. One summer day, his life takes a turn when he encounters an Oni girl named that name, who has come to the human world to search for her mother. Snow falls, and their adventure begins. So, how this movie actually starts is our main character, our main kid, goes to school and he basically gets roped into doing a load of tasks for everyone. He is basically a people pleaser and literally just wants to make friends, but in doing so gets walked all over and basically trampled on. He like does literally everything for everyone and everyone just like accepts him and takes him for granted and just obviously like uses him for basically everything that he's worth so they can get out of stuff or don't have to do stuff and just make him do it. And he keeps trying to help people, new people, to try and make friends. So he sees this girl needing help on the bus, and he goes to try and offer to help. She says no, and then she sees like this blue sort of crystally thing forming on his back and these white clouds coming out of him. So she actually changes her mind, agrees, and invites herself over to his house, where he then gets attacked by one of the snow gods. And him and the Oni girl run away and escape, and basically just make him run away from home. She then reveals her true self and basically reveals that she's an Oni, he's turning into an Oni, and that she's looking for her mother. They then go on an adventure to try and find this shrine, and they get distracted by a brother and a sister who own a clothes shop, and he wants to repay them again, doing the thing where he gets walked all over and gets used and trying to be a people pleaser, while she just wants to get moving and get going, thinking that she doesn't owe them anything. She then gets ill, injured, and the snow sort of gods attack these two siblings, and they have to save them. He then carries the Oni girl up onto this sort of resting place where they take care of her, heal her, make her better, while he works like tirelessly to make sure that they can afford to stay there. And they end up leaving, and again, he does the thing where he gets walked all over and like wants to help and wants to do stuff because he feels like he owes them, and she doesn't. She just wants to get going, and they end up leaving. They end up on their way, and their mum and dad actually show up to try and find them, but they're too late. And they keep going on this adventure, and they run into the Oni girl's father, who basically tries to tell her to go home and ruins the plan and basically persuades her. Her and the girl then have a no, the little guy, the little dude, and the girl have an argument, and he gets eaten by a snow god and taken to the Oni world. And in the Oni world, he is trapped in a bunker by the Oni girl, and then the Oni girl's dad like lets him out, and he then goes and helps her like find the mother, and they find the mother and they defeat the snow gods, and all's well that ends well, because he goes back to the human world and tells his family all about his adventure, and they're just pretty much just happy to see him again because he basically just ran away from home. So that's the long story short. Obviously, it's a 2 hour long film. and I just condensed the story really quickly just to cover like the main points so we can talk about it here and that you're a little bit caught up and a little bit familiar with the story. Again, if you haven't seen the movie before, I just like to do a little run through. But the animation style is so Studio Ghibli esque. I don't know, it feels very similar to Studio Ghibli, but also very modern at the same time. It's very bright and colourful, especially with the characters' hair colours and the character designs themselves. It's very sort of chibi like as well in animation style, which I quite like. It gives it this adorable, cute sort of. It leads you into this false sense of safety as well with these characters, even though there is like this huge threat of these snow gods constantly being thrown about and constantly making you feel on edge for these characters as they're constantly dealing with them, constantly being chased by them, and constantly having them. We also have a really good message for this movie with the main character learning to sort of not be a people pleaser and having made a lot of friends by the end of the movie, and also learning that helping people is good, but also learn to like not get taken advantage of and like spot when people are taking advantage of you and not actually, just needing your help. Like they're using you and making you do everything for them. Because there's helping someone and then there's doing it for them. And that's the difference you need to learn. And you need to learn that, like, you can't be friends with everyone. You can't please everyone either. You can't make everyone happy. So there's some really good life lessons to learn from this movie. So I think it did really got good job at like showing like how people pleasers sort of work and why they do all these things and sort of why it affects them and how it affects them. I don't know. I just thought it was really cool, and I haven't seen this type of story done or shown in this way before. So it has a really unique sort of take on it, and I really like that. As a people pleaser myself, I try and make everyone happy, and I sort of resonated with this guy. I resonated with him. I thought it was cool. I could form that connection with the character, which got me invested into the movie. So I could get deeper care into the characters, and I was shocked when he got eaten. I was concerned and scared and on the edge of my seat when he didn't get eaten because I thought he was going to fucking die when he was actually eaten by these snow gods because it was sort of hyped up this entire movie that they were really dangerous and that they could kill you. And I thought that it was a throwaway line at the start of the movie where she was like, "Oh, you're gonna turn into an Oni any moment." I thought she was just fucking about with him and messing with him, but by the end of the movie, he actually turned into an Oni and had the horn and everything. It was so fucking cool. Like just seeing the character arc and the character development of these two as they go through the movie, because the same could be said for the girl. She learned that she does need to help people and she does need to like care for other people and not just care about herself. She needs to stop being selfish and be able to learn to make friends and let people in and let people help her and be able to trust people as well. So it's obviously two very different people, two polar opposites coming together, working together and learning from each other. And that's basically the whole message I got from this movie. And I think it's a really good message that a lot more people need to learn and need to watch, need to sort of know about. So I do recommend you go watch this movie. It is a cute little movie. It's got an adorable art style. It's bright and colorful, so you know it's got like all these ticks in my book to make it one of the better anime movies that I've watched. And the voice actors are where I lose all hope for this movie. This is where it all starts to go downhill because the voice actor for the main character is so dry and he feels so emotionless for like the first part of the movie. I think he does a stellar performance towards the end, but at the start he feels so boring and so dry. And I don't know if that's just sort of show the contrast where he's trying to make people happy, but he's not happy himself. I don't know what all that's supposed to be. I genuinely don't know, but he was just so dry and so bland for the first part of the movie, And I mean, he got better as the movie goes along, and you get more used to it as the movie goes along. But the voice acting is where it got dragged down. And I am a dub watcher, I am a dub enjoyer. I struggle with reading, so I can't sit here and watch like an hour and 37-minute movie and read all the like the subtitles. That's like reading a fucking book. Ain't no way. I can't do that. Like my brain isn't wired to be able to do that. So I have to watch it in dub. So that's just a quick disclaimer that I'm gonna do right now. And if you do check out any of my other anime reviews, I have watched them all in dub unless I do a disclaimer at the start of the video saying that I didn't watch it in dub. And that is for like two of the anime movies that I've watched. And I don't really think one of them's anime. I think one of them's Godzilla Zero Point or Singular Point. Doesn't fucking matter. But the character design for the snow gods, I thought they were whales. I thought they were like fish at first, and then I saw them, and then they're like weird sort of ribbon creatures with like masks. I don't actually know what they are. I don't know what they're supposed to be. They're very, very strange, very, very weird. But I quite like them. I think they're cool, and the way they move is really like majestic. I know like they're the main antagonists of the movie, but they move really beautifully, and they're like animated really nice, and they have this nice sort of calming flow to them, which leads you into like this false sense of security before it like snatches you up and eats you whole. But that's pretty much it. That's all I really have to say about this movie. I think it's a good, solid movie with a good message, good art style. It's just the voice actors that sort of ruin it a little bit. And for that reason, I do think that the sub might be a little bit better with the voice actors. I don't know. Um, so I am going to give it a solid 7 out of 10. I feel like to take in the way of Bevo, because we know the rules, a 7 out of 10 is solid. A 7 out of 10 is what this movie deserves. So I hope you all enjoyed this YouTube video. I'll see you all in the next one. I hope you all have an excellent day, and goodbye. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought of this movie, and if this review will make you go watch it.